high school, I experimented and things like that. My alcoholism didn't take off full force till I was probably about 20, I'm gonna say about 23, 24 years old. Somewhere along between, getting dressed up on a Friday night and going out with your friends, somewhere in those years, it turned to daily use. There probably wasn't a time for about 10 years I didn't draw a sober breath. I don't know when or where I crossed that line, but that line was crossed.
She was really a good little girl. She never really gave me any problems. She was quiet. Even as an infant, she hardly ever cried. And then she hit puberty. And something happens to children when they hit puberty. And, I sent her off to school one morning, and that afternoon, somebody else's child came to my house.
Day to day, it was a struggle, because it was like a chore to be drunk, and even though I knew I had a problem, I wouldn't admit to myself I had a problem, if that makes any sense. That even with all the consequences that had come along with it, the DUIs, the home incarcerations, the regular incarcerations, the loss of jobs. I couldn't keep a job more than a month because I'd end up going in drunk or getting drunk there, and I would lose that job, so I'd have to struggle to find a job, and I had no problem finding a job. It was keeping the jobs that, was hard.
No, I didn't really realize like that she had a problem until I was probably in middle school, 13 or 14. And that's when I started realizing that, things weren't really that good.
I'd cut myself off from them, and nobody really wanted to be around me. I went from being a full-time mom to a weekend mom to a never mom. I wasn't a sister, I wasn't a daughter. I just wasn't anybody wanted to be around. I got in the phone book one day, and I was about 3 sheets to the wind, and I went into recovery or whatever I looked up, and the Healing Place was there. And I called and asked them if they had a bed, and they told me to come. I called my sister. She picked me up and took me there. She took to whatever the Healing Place was offering her, and she went off after it with a lot of gusto, and she's worked hard, and I can see it in her today, in the amount of pride and joy I feel for her. I don't have the words for it. It's just, she's grown into an extremely wonderful person that I didn't know existed until now. They cared about us. We didn't care about ourselves. We didn't care about anybody else. All the things that I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to get up and eat, take a shower, brush your teeth, get dressed, do something with your day. I didn't know how to do those things, but the women there did, and that's what they were showing me how to do, one day at a time.
We would still go out and do stuff whenever she had her problem, but now mainly the big difference is I can actually have real conversations with her and call her to talk to her when I need to. Who's ever hearing this or seeing this, just hang in there and give it a shot. Don't give up, because it took me 3 times before I decided to stick around and stay. I don't know how my life would be right now if I didn't. I'd be dead or in prison. That's where I'd be right now, without those people and without the Healing Place. I just gotta say, besides God, Amy Spain Duncan, you're one of the most important people in my life, and I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for the Healing Place. And I love you, and this is to many more years.